Introducing first from the blue corner, Tomas Schellhammer.
Here he is, one half of our co-main event of the evening. It is the Jiu-Jitsu purple belt fighting out of Ignite Martial Arts on the Sunshine Coast. 6-3 amateur record, Tomas Schellhammer. Making the trek down from the Sunshine Coast. Multiple-time Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gold medalist, the 2024 IMAF Australian team member, fought internationally on 2 occasions. The mixed martial artist, Tomas Schellhammer. He is exciting in every single aspect of the word.
That is right. He is also no stranger to the Endouro cage. The first time we saw him in here, he got a devastating finish in the first round. And mind you, Tomas Schellhammer is a finishing machine. He actually has more finishes than his opponent has fights. So if that doesn't tell you that this is a cracker matchup, I don't know what will. I think it's also long overdue that these two gentlemen in this co-main event are fighting for a belt.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. They both deserve to have that gold wrapped around their waist. Only one will leave as the Massa New South Wales featherweight state champion. But as you said, Daniel, both more than deserving of this title fight opportunity.
Do not go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. As we said, when we move down in the weights, they get more technical, they get faster, and featherweight seems to be that division where they have power, speed, timing, accuracy. They're technical, and they are exciting. Tomas Schellhammer enters the cage there.
Oh, I'm excited for this one.
He is making his way around the cage.
Introducing from the red corner, Brad Fulmer.
The other half of your co-main event, the highly touted Brad Fulmer. He's 3-1. He is a purple belt. He's fighting out of Gracie Jiu-Jitsu Smeaton Grange. It is a star-studded lineup in the corner of Brad Fulmer. Now, he only has the 4 fights under his belt, but he is a multiple Australian freestyle wrestling champion, and he's also picked up a title along the way already. He already holds a featherweight title to his name from the regional circuit. Now, you may be thinking, Tomas Schellhammer has almost double the amount of fights that Brad Fulmer has, but both of these gentlemen that come into this matchup highly touted. They have a lot of hype behind them. They're from very reputable gyms. They always put on a show. I am excited, to say the least. Brad Fulmer, obviously he describes his fight style as freestyle wrestling, so we know what he's coming in there to do. But in saying that, we know the guys from that gym are well-rounded, and it is the same when we look at Tomas Schellhammer. The guys from Ignite Martial Arts on Sunshine Coast are very well-rounded as well. There's excitement in the air. I told you guys I've been so excited for this matchup. It's finally here. We're at our co-main event of Enduro Fight Series number 9. This bout brought to you by Canberra Group. They picked a good one.
Final checks before Brad Fulmer enters the cage. Here he is.
Oh, and he enters by backflipping. You got to have supreme confidence to enter the cage like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is proudly sponsored by CBR Group and is 5 rounds at 3 minutes. This is our co-main event of the evening. Fighting for the Endouro Amateur Featherweight Master New South Wales State title. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner at an official weight of 65.8 kilograms with a record of 6-3, representing Ignite MMA, Tomas Schellhammer. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner at an official weight of 65.5 kilograms with a record of 3-1, representing Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, Smeaton Grange, Brad Fulmer. Fighters to the center.
This one has big fight feel all about it. You are seeing the future of the featherweight division here in Australia and potentially the world. It is Tomas Schellhammer and Brad Fulmer in our co-main event.
A little bit of a feel-out process. The boys are moving high level though, fakes, feints. Brad pushing the pace forward. Tomas looking for that low leg kick, and he goes high on the other side.
Oh, stiff right hand as well. Comes back his way from Brad Fulmer on the forward pressure. Look. Big left hook.
And they trade right in front of us here.
It's the combination punching early for Tomas Schellhammer. Brad Fulmer.
The first shot by Brad Fulmer. Tomas Schellhammer saw it, circled out, was out of the way.
Ooh, these boys are quick.
They are fast and they are accurate. A little leg kick, little calf kick there from Tomas on their bike. Oh, and Tomas enters the body lock.
Oh,
and
looks
that
for inside trip.
Attempt from Brad. These boys are so high level.
Oh, beautiful
knee there from Tomas, and
Tomas Schellhammer takes him down.
Brad.
I did not expect this.
A hush falls over the crowd here as the boys kind of just sitting here. Nasty little shoulder strike there from Tomas. Both boys not wanting to do any big amplitude here. It's all micro adjustments.
Tomas, looking for an arm. Big knee
transition.
And the wrestling pressure of Brad Fulmer now.
That trip
gets
was
him the
beautiful.
takedown.
It's back and forth action already. With Brad Fulmer on top again, just trying to make those micro adjustments. We only have 1 minute left to go in this round. It's absolutely flying by. Tomas takes guard. Brad looking to land some damage here. Tomas straight back up, utilizing the cage to get back up.
He tries to sit through.
attempts that switch, that sit through there. Brad privy to it, utilizes it to get Tomas back down to the canvas.
Very, very active from the bottom is Tomas Schellhammer, not letting Brad Fulmer.
Yeah, really limiting the damage that Brad's able to do here in these positions.
Yeah, at no stage is he ever comfortable in a position where he's able to get off any damage. Some strikes now to the body. They're heavy, heavy shots. Goes upstairs. End of the first round.
Oh, Brad went to help Tomas up. Tomas said no. And then Brad got in his face.
Oh, and Brad.
Bit of bad blood there.
Telling his corner that he doesn't need to sit down. Replays of round number one.
Making
big right
a
hand.
statement. You know, mental warfare is part of it. Brad pretty much staying standing, but almost in the center of the cage. Tomas was told to take a seat by his corner, and he has now said, no, I'm standing. He gets up. He's facing Brad. Some really clear instructions. Both fighters are very, very present. They are talking back to their corners here. Very, very high level fight through round number one. As we get ready for round number two, the hush falls over the crowd again. Tomas saying, let's touch the gloves.
Oh, up the center with the...
Up the center. You could hear Brad's corner calling for the high kick, and so Tomas beat him to it. He heard it. Beautiful shot by Brad. The corner calling, telling Brad to work that head position. Just working short little shots to the body here. Tomas doing a good job of creating distance between them. But Brad raining down a couple more punches. Tomas working his way back to his feet here.
Oh, and builds up now to Tomas Schellhammer.
And he's
beautiful
deep on a single.
Counter wrestling. Now he's the one pressuring forward with the body lock. Working that head pressure. Brad Fulmer is strong.
Oh my goodness, the boys are absolutely going to war for the dominant position here. Back and forth, toing and froing. It is Brad that manages to get Tomas down here. But once again, Tomas just immediately going to positions where he can limit any kind of damage, trying to keep Brad's posture down. Trying to keep him broken down so he can't do damage, but Brad pulls out the hand, lands that right hand, steps over the leg. The transitions between these positions for both gentlemen is just flawless. Landing some damage is Brad. Oh, Tomas attempts an armbar, at least threatens it.
Brad Fulmer privy to it, steps around that bottom leg. He does have a really good grip on that left arm. He abandons it now. Does Tomas Schellhammer as Brad Fulmer pressures forward. He's going to look to rain down some more of that devastating ground and pound. He's got some back exposure now. It's that first leg close to putting a hook in. Tomas Schellhammer trying to get out from underneath Brad Fulmer.
Yeah, Brad landing punches here, definitely doing some damage. Applying heaps of pressure here, making Tomas carry his weight. Oh, gets him back down. Every time Tomas starts building height, Brad's looking to mat return him, and he does so right in front of his corner.
Short time to go here in this round. Brad Fulmer in the controlling position, making Tomas Schellhammer work for every inch of space that he's trying to create.
10 seconds left in this round. Oh, Brad throwing hands, Tomas returning, and that is the end of round number two. My goodness, the pacing of this fight is insane.
Absolutely, the skill on display. We've been saying it throughout the entire introduction to this bout. Both of these fighters are at the top level.
And you can see that in these exchanges, in the fakes and the feints, the way they set things up, the way they transition between these positions is just flawless.
Round 3.
They touch gloves once again. Heading into round number 3. Tomas on his bike. That front kick up the center, trying to make Brad think twice about shooting. He saw the shot. He thought he was out of the way. It was almost like Brad really low down on the foot. Still manages to get that takedown.
Come on, let's make some noise.
He's on the back, and again, neither of these gentlemen rushing anything. They are so meticulous. Brad really putting emphasis on trying to land strikes and damage here, trying to force Schellhammer to make a mistake. Nasty head position from Brad.
You can see that freestyle wrestling experience of Brad Fulmer on display here in this fight early on.
Yeah, he's choosing to stay in half guard, and he was triangling the legs so he could apply that pressure, driving the hips in. Couple of short shots to the body. Up to the head again now. Short punches. Brad, every time Tomas looks to start getting up, Brad tripods and just builds height before him, and then just applying
Let's hear it
pressure.
from the supporters, come on.
So much pressure. Tomas is doing everything right. It's just that Brad is a step ahead. He sucks the legs out, he triangles them. He's trying to work Tomas back down. Always putting in some damage, always popping the punches at every opportunity that he can get is Brad Fulmer. Tomas once again building height, doing a great job of counter wrestling, but Brad just takes him back down. Tomas momentarily looking for, trying to drive through to that single, but Brad just returns him back to the cage.
And this is a little bit of a difference as well here between our last fight and this fight. Every chance Brad Fulmer gets to land some damage from top position, he is taking it.
They are talking to each other in there. I could see Tomas responding. So I don't know if Brad is talking to him or if he's just responding in relation to the corner work, but they are both chatting in there. Tomas gets a guard here. There is so much work rate going on
and
between
here's
both
this ground
gentlemen.
and pound and damage from top position once again.
But both fighters are so calm under pressure, both on top and on bottom. There's no franticness here.
Another dominant round for Brad Fulmer here in our co-main event. Again, this one is for the Massa New South Wales featherweight state title.
A hush has fallen over the crowd because they realize how intense this fight is. It's almost like they want to be able to hear what's being said in the corners. That's 3 rounds down.
Beautiful striking
Brad
from both
electing
of the
to
boys.
stand in the center of the ring, staring at
Round
his
number
opponent.
4. Let's make some noise, come on.
Dead center, putting some sass on as the boys walk into the center of the cage, talking to each other, nodding, going, yeah, let's go. Touching gloves once again. This is such an intense fight.
Brad Fulmer, forward pressure again.
Nasty jab.
Faking that level change. Has the heavy wrestling approach. Taking a bit of power and pep out of the step of Tomas Schellhammer.
A beautifully timed double. He grabs the leg, sucks them out, and he's always really cognizant of where he is in relation to the cage. Always trying to put Tomas against the cage. A big knee there from Brad. Tomas gets out of it there, delivers his own knee, but then straight back to the body lock goes Brad Fulmer.
Relentless pressure forward from Brad Fulmer. Just looking to secure a position where he can strike now.
He's just riding those hips constantly. That tight body lock. Always really aware of where the weight is. Just trying to make Tomas carry his weight. They're talking to each other in here. Tomas once again building height. Oh, hits the switch. Brad takes him for a ride though,
going for a ride. Tomas Schellhammer.
Oh my goodness.
Looking to twist and turn onto top position, but the relentlessness of Brad Fulmer not allowing any space to be had.
I want to hear some noise from the supporters, come on.
And Brad Fulmer always either squaring up the hips or tripoding up and trying to pass those legs. He's always got some form of control though with the hands up on the upper body. And he's just flowing through these positions. Tomas Schellhammer is doing everything to get up and work out of these positions. This fight would be over if it wasn't for how high level both of these gentlemen are. It is phenomenal, and it is such hard, grueling work here. Tomas fighting the hands. Oh, the single leg, beautifully executed by Brad. Again, landing punches where he can. The Smeaton Grange corner yelling out to Brad that Tomas is setting up the triangle. Be aware of it. However, it looks like Brad is having no issue at the moment, keeping those hips square, always keeping his weight over the top. Corner calling for the body head. Brad Fulmer listens and obliges. Big punch there. And that is the end of round number 4. We are heading into the 5th and final round here. Brad Fulmer making a statement at the end of every round, bouncing around on his feet.
Tomas Schellhammer got up very, very slowly at the end of that 4th round. The relentless pressure from Brad Fulmer.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about these guys, what they're looking forward to after the fight. Tomas is looking forward to some food. Brad is thanking Jesus, calling his mum, telling her he got it done, and enjoying some time with his family. Now, we asked them for their predictions. Tomas said, I don't have a prediction, I just take it as it comes. Brad said, looking to get the finish early. He hasn't been able to do that, but it has been a very high-level fight. Their goals: Tomas to be one of the best, Brad stay active, keep leveling up, and become a world champion. Both of these gentlemen are in the fight for the belt. It's incredibly high level. Brad Fulmer shoots again early in this 5th and final round, looking to put a stamp on it.
Will we see more of the same from Brad Fulmer in this dominant top position, or can Tomas Schellhammer hunt a submission or find some range on the feet and get some of his own offense going?
Oh, big shot lands there for Brad. He's riding Tomas against the cage. It's such a grueling position, and the cage is very unforgiving. It will mark you up. It will bruise you and batter you like Brad Fulmer is doing right now. The constant pressure the mat returns, the tight body locks, the way he rides the hips. It's all coming together for such a beautiful performance in such a high level and technical fight. For those of you that have never experienced some of these positions, the fact that Tomas Schellhammer is still in this fight and building up height is insane. He has come in well conditioned because this kind of fight is a dog fight and it will take it out of you. Both gentlemen have come in phenomenal shape. Oh, and Brad, he's got that.
Oh, this is a good position
One
for
more
Brad
time for
Fulmer
the
now.
supporters. Let's make some noise. Come on.
Tomas Schellhammer does an extremely good job of getting something in between him and Brad Fulmer on top, whether it be a knee shield or foot on the hip. He's either has a tight guard that's closed,
Yeah,
or he's
there is
got
no
something.
quit in
Oh,
submission. He's threatening the submissions. There is no quit in Tomas Schellhammer. He is still doing everything technically right here. He is constantly flowing through these positions. He's either trying to build height, he's trying to throw up submission attempts, or at least threaten them, make Brad Fulmer
Let's bring
think
him home
twice.
strong. Make
Make
some
him
noise.
move.
Come on.
"30 seconds to go in this fifth and final round."
oh, heavy ground and pound now. Brad Fulmer looking to put a stamp on this performance. Tomas Schellhammer builds height once again. No quit in Tomas Schellhammer at all.
Working to build height, but that pressure that Brad is just imploring here is just so grueling. There's
Knees
no
to
quit.
the body.
Oh, and that is time. The show of respect there at the end. What a crazy fight in terms of the output, the wrestling, the counter wrestling, the defense there. Oh my goodness. The boys hug it out in a great show of respect. Two of the best in the country. You can see why both of these gentlemen are top prospects, because that grappling prowess of Brad Fulmer is so incredibly high level, but that fight would be over in 30 seconds if it wasn't for how high level Tomas Schellhammer is. Oh my goodness. That was incredible from both gentlemen. You don't get a 5-round fight like that if they're not both in it.
You can absolutely tell the work that both of these gentlemen put in behind the scenes. I will say Brad Fulmer looks like he could go another 5 rounds. He is a scary, scary prospect.
Yeah, animal.
In this featherweight division.
Yeah, he definitely didn't rest the entire time, and the fact that he chose to, be bouncing around in the center cage in between every round as well, trying to make a point of his gas tank, or whether he just fights energy efficiently, but he's still bouncing around, smiling, talking. Doesn't look like he's even breathing heavy, so he definitely looks like he could do another 5. What a high level fight, my goodness.
When you are that skilled in a discipline, it is hard for your opponents to do anything about it. It opens up every avenue.
Fighters to the center.
We go inside the cage for the official decision and crown your new Massa New South Wales featherweight
Ladies
champion.
and gentlemen, this fight has gone all 5 rounds. Declaring your winner by unanimous decision and new Endouro Amateur Featherweight Massa New South Wales state title. Fighting out of the red corner, Brad Fulmer.
And a great show of respect there. It is incredibly hard to match both of these gentlemen, which is why we are so grateful to have gotten this fight between them.
Well, absolutely. And Brad Fulmer stepping up, obviously the less experienced of the two competitors. And I'm sure it'll be even harder to match now after a performance like that. He does have that gold around his waist now, so he'll have a target on his back for anybody who is chasing that New South Wales featherweight title. That performance dominant from Brad Fulmer. And when you are that good at wrestling, you can dictate where the fight takes place, and it was taking place where Brad Fulmer wanted it to. Now has that beautiful piece of gold, that new hardware to take home to him, the Massa New South Wales state title.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with the winner, Brad Fulmer. Brad, talk us through it, mate. You showcased a lot of your skill set tonight. Is that how you envisioned the fight going?
Yeah, look, first and foremost, I want to thank my Lord and Saviour, Jesus Christ. And second of all, I want to thank my mum and dad. You know, without them, I probably wouldn't be in this sport. So thanks for my dad for pushing me. And, you know, I've got that mindset now, that tough mindset. And what was the question?
Is that how you thought the fight would go?
Yeah, look, we train hard, man. Like, we train real hard at Camden Valley Wrestling and Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, Smeed and Grange. You know, ask any fighter that comes and trains with us how hard it is. You know, we do rounds on rounds, and we grapple for hours a day, and, you know, that's nothing. So, it's still tough. Shout out to that Tomas guy. He's a tough fighter and a very good person. But, yeah, we come in here to dominate, you know.
What's next, Brad?
Look, I want to stay active. My coach, Jacob Malkoon, UFC fighter, very high-level fighter. I learn a lot from him, and whatever he says, I do. He says we're on in June. We'll get in on June. I don't know where that is, but we'll fight. And yeah, thank you. Thanks again to my team at Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, Smeed and Grange. Also, Martin Ewan, I want to thank you, brother. And Connor Pettis, my brother that lives with me. Look out for him. He's coming. And lastly, I want to thank my sponsor. Jesus Has Your Back. Thank you so much for the support. And you're always looking out for me, so I appreciate that. And yeah, thank you, Mum and Dad.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. You got one more.
One more, sorry. Thank you to all my friends and family that travelled down from Sydney. I love you guys. All the guys at Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, Smeed and Grange, I see you all. Let's chat after, all right? Thank you, guys.
And the new Brad Fulmer.
And we are heading to our last auction for the night before the main event.
$2,000.
We will be back with you momentarily, but firstly, congratulations to Brad Fulmer.